This video contains spiders, not real ones, but enough to trigger some viewers. So any viewers who have a phobia of spiders, you probably should skip this one. However, if you want to know how to counter them in Chaos 8, feel free to roll a dice and take a chance, but proceed with caution. Hey guys, and welcome to a new Dungeon Defenders 2 video. I'm your host MrPeter, and let's learn how to counter the spiders. Spiders are the newest addition to the game, and they are horrible to play against. When a spider is killed, they leave behind a web which debuffs any nearby towers. It reduces the tower's attack speed, attack damage, and attack range. This is before the spider's debuff, and you can see every tower has a healthy amount of damage, a decent amount of range, and their attack speed are maxed out. Now this is during the effects of the spider's debuff. You can tell it's a serious debuff when the colour changes to red. Every tower's attack rate, attack damage, and attack range have been reduced, and mind you, every tower here has tenacity in their build. Tenacity does not protect the tower from the debuff, so spiders are anti-trap and anti-aura, and kind of anti-node, but we'll talk more of it a bit later. Now, how do we counter the spider's debuff? Because we can't use traps and auras, the strategy is to use long-range projectile towers with a strong CC. For your strong CC, you have two options. First option, Earthshatter and the Poison Dart. Second option, Overcapped Protons. The Earthshatter and the Poison Dart tower are long range towers, and they can kickstart the Petrify combo. That's exactly what we need. How convenient. Now for the Protons don't benefit from range, and most people don't use Protons for damage. That leaves us with attack rate, and that is why we are overcapping it. Overcapping is stacking both attack rate mod and shard. Even though the spider's debuff reduces the tower's attack rate, if we overcap by stacking tons and tons of attack rate, it's almost impossible for the debuff to reduce the tower's attack rate. Now for your long range tower, use any tower, but at the moment the hottest tower is the Skeleton Archers. It recently got buffed and it got a new shard, which pushed it to be a viable tower. All the builds will be written in the description down below, and yeah, let's actually demonstrate both strategies. Every lane has a different setup. For this lane, we have the Earthshatter, Poison Dart Tower, Booster, and Skeleton Archers, all of this under 200 DU. For the middle lane, we have Overcapped Protons with Skeletons lined up. For this lane, I have Disruptor Pilot on my Earthshatter to show you that sometimes you may have to sacrifice the Booster for more offensive towers, and it's the same thing over here. Remember, Chaos 8 is very difficult. You will need the right mods and shards to be able to complete Chaos 8. As you can see, the setup is doing very well without a boost aura. Obviously, boost aura does help out a lot, but sometimes you may need to add more towers to help on wave clearing, and you may not have the DU space. There's nothing there. Even though I have a lot of DU space available right now, there are maps that have limited DU. Sometimes there are lanes that may take up more DU, and you gotta sell something. If you have to be cost efficient, consider this as an option. For the Protons, I'm using Earth and Poison, but you can use Water and Storm. I tested that earlier and it does work very well. Protons can stretch and cover large areas, so you want to use them in wide lanes. Even though the spider's debuff is on the Proton, the attack speed of the Proton is still maxed. That's the power of overcapping. Because I'm stacking lots and lots of attack rate, the debuff is struggling to reduce the tower's attack rate. A great way to counter the debuff. The Earthshatter and the Poison Dart combo are best used in narrow lanes. Once they're in the confined space, they can't escape the attack range cone. They will always get knocked up and petrified. So to clarify this, use Earthshatter and Poison Darts on smaller lanes, and use Overcapped Protons on wider lanes. It's almost at the end of the wave, and as you can see, both strategies work against the spiders. If you're wondering if the setup works against bosses, the answer is yes, they do perfectly fine. Obviously against a siege roller, you'll have to intervene, but that's kind of normal to be honest. The last thing to note, when there are 4 players in the same lobby, spiders gain 100% tenacity and resistance, so they cannot be stunned. I don't know if this is intentional or a bug, but to prevent this, it's best to play Chaos 8 by yourself or with a friend. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you have a much better understanding on how to counter the spiders. A special thanks to Spitball Gibby, Speedy R30 and Woodsjoker for those lovely messages. If you did enjoy this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more DD2 content, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.